And good morning. It's going to be an epic adventure day. We are going up to Ben Macdui, the second highest mountain in Scotland and in the UK at 1,309 metres, and we're going to put in Cairngorm mountain as well, which is 1,244 metres, and there's a possibility of bagging another munro as well, depending on time and weather and those kind of things. We have walked from Glenmore campsite. It's exactly 3k from our pitch to this sign, Sugar Bowl, okay, which is a car park where you can start one of the trails from. You do have to pay for the parking. All right, there's a few other car parks on the way up here, and you can keep on driving into the ski resort. But we're just doing this as an info point because that's where our trail map starts from. So we're 3k in already, and we're going to start making our way along the trail, and hopefully we'll pick up some bits and pieces for you along the way. So hit subscribe. It's going to be epic. Okay, so we carried on walking up the road from the Sugar Bowl car park. We've reached the Cairngorm base station at the foot of Cairngorm mountain. There's a little shop here, bar, food, weather reports, the ranger base. You can get the weather reports and stuff for the top of the peaks. There's normally skiing going on here, but it's out of season. There's a tubing park, walking trails, mountain garden. Here's all the routes. So much to do. So many routes to walk and ski and explore. And we're going to do Ben Macdui first, and then come back and finish off by coming over Cairngorm on the way back. Slip wires and slides as well. All the ski lifts. It's great. There is actually a foot trail that leads up here, but it was closed today, saying it was unsafe. So we followed the road up instead. And from Glenmore campsite to base station is about 6k. So it's not too bad a walk. It's taken us about an hour and a half, but we've been stopping to video, and we detoured down the closed path first, which cost us a bit of time. So yeah, it's nice. There's a few hundred metres worth of elevation gained from the campsite in its own right. It's going to be good. We're going to go check the weather out at the ranger station, have a little look in here, and get on our merry way. Hit subscribe and see you soon. Walking up from base camp, just along the path, stumbling across little waterfalls coming down the mountainside, beautiful trails. You've got all sorts of munros in the distance. I think that one's Cairngorm, I think. Cairngorm, if map reading is correct. Oh wow, look at this. Okay, let's go. That was fun. And then you wait until we get up here and you can see the snow caps. What bit remains. It's like the second week in May at the moment, and there's just the remains of the snow from the ski season and the winter season. And hopefully we're going to be up there at some point. Can't wait. Okay, we did it. We reached the top of this munro, which is one that we have to climb first in order to get to Ben Macdui. Look at this view. And there's still a bit of cloud cover. It's starting to lift. And it's like being in the French Alps. When that lifts, that's going to be absolutely stunning. We did just see, I think the one we're heading for is through here. We need to follow this path up and continue up that way. And we think this is possibly Creag, possibly this one, which is the second highest in the UK. Third highest in the UK. Ben Macdui being the second highest. Obviously Ben Nevis the first, which we've done before. We've had to deviate from the path to come and bag this one. There's a first munro done, and the journey continues. We made it to the snow. in the space of 2 days. I've been on a beach, I've been in a loch, I've been on sand, I've been on rock, I've been on tarmac, I've been on grass, I've been on mud, I've been in water, I've been on a mountain, and now I've been in snow. What a great place. I love it. Okay, we've got about 300 meters of elevation still to do, and I think we've got to go down a mountain to then climb Ben. On we go. We're in the snow. Whoa, careful. Well, we're walking along and the cloud is like lifting away from us as we're walking. And you can see what we think is Creag there. And there's another little mountain over there. And there's like a little loch in the middle of it. And you can see way in the distance, but it looks amazing. Oh, such a beautiful, 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 beautiful. Every time you look through another gap or a bit of cloud clears, there's just more and more mountains that just go on and on and on. Cairngorm's, man, it's beautiful. First time we've ever been here. It definitely won't be the last. It's amazing. Alright, so we've been walking along. We are about 6k from base camp, and we're thinking that that's Ben Macdui. If our map reading skills are correct, that one there. I'm going to zoom and zoom and zoom and zoom and zoom, and I think that little thing on top there is the summit. I think, possibly, maybe. No. Oops. She's shot off again. She's so keen. I love her. Right. So we are at 1,155 metres. So we've got about 200 metres of elevation gain in however long that is to get up there. And it could be deceptive. Mile, couple of mile maybe. I don't know, difficult to tell. Difficult to tell. We'll check in when we get nearer the top. Melting. Okay. Hey. Of all the places in the Cairngorms where there's snow, it appears it's directly across the paths up to Ben Macdui. Nothing one side and nothing the other side, but rocks and rocks and rocks. But the actual path itself is intermittent with snow, and she's fun to walk on because it's quite compacted and icy. But when you do find a bit, you can see that she's up to like ankle deep. About three inches, maybe 4 inches deep. It makes you wonder what it was like in winter, doesn't it? Huh?
You can see navigation being really hard.
Yeah, navigation is going to be fun. Very fun. If it gets any worse, you might have to get the crampons out. Okay, to be continued. So children, for our next piece of fun and games, we have to walk across 1,000,000 rocks. And follow the way markers. Whoa, there's a way marker there. Yeah, interesting. Had fun, right, baby? Yeah, it's a barrel. Yeah, okay. I'm going to follow these markers and see where we come out. I think this is a full summit. A bit of respite from these rocks, and a bit of pathway for a bit, and then we've got the same rocks, only this time uphill. That way marker at the top, literally just above that little bit of snow. You see it? Just there. And then we need to head off to the left along the ridge line to find the real summit, to be continued. Yeah, it's very steep, very steep. Couple more way markers to go for this bit. 1223 elevation, about another 100 or so to go, which is why it's a full summit. It's beautiful though. So we just come up the top of that steep incline, thinking that we were possibly at a summit, and it was there. Wrong. Then we thought it was that one. Now we're dubious because there's one way over there that's even higher by the looks of it. So maybe that's Ben Macdui. She's a teaser. She's a proper teaser. And we've got all these lovely way markers to follow. It's just quite cool in its own right. But I think we've been teased, tricked and conned by this mountain. I think this is even a different munro entirely. We might have to walk over there and bag it if that's its summit point. We need to get the map out and find out where we are. She's getting harder and steeper. It's like crossing some kind of tundra to get across here. This would be a very challenging climb in the snow. I would not recommend it without bringing full-on winter gear. I mean, we're carrying quite heavy packs today. We've got all-weather rain gear and waterproofs and jackets and everything, should we need them, should the weather turn, as it can turn so suddenly in Scotland and up at altitude in the mountains. This would be a very tricky hike in the snow. I mean, we've literally probably walked over a mile or so across all these rocks and snowy sections, and the snow is slippery even now, the second week in May. Into the clouds. The clouds have caught us up and descended upon us. We make our way to the summit. Oh. There it is, summit, Ben Macdui, 1,307. There'll be another couple of meters to throw on once we get to that bit. Oh, oh, hello, Mr. Little Birdie. What are you doing up here? Hello. I might give you some of my sandwich in a minute, but first selfies. Oh, there we go, coming up, up. You beat me to it. Oh. Ben Macdui bagged, second highest mountain. Oh. Second highest mountain in the UK, 1,308 metres according to my watch. Yeah? Something like that, whatever, who cares.
We climbed 1,047 metres so far.
Oh, either way, second highest in Scotland, second highest in the UK. Bagged and tagged. Oh. Photo time. Hobbit second breakfast time. And then we'll start our descent. We've got to go back the way we came before picking up the trail to Cairngorm mountain. We've still got that one, and we've got to descend this first and reclimb that. More to coming soon. Whoo, hit subscribe. So we are literally still at the summit, look, and in a matter of 30 seconds the weather has changed dramatically, the wind and the rain. We are going to get the hell out of it as quickly as possible, because it really feels like a bad storm is coming. So baby, let's move, come on. Wow, that was fun. The weather changed so dramatically. It was like sunny on the way up, almost like wishing I'd just worn shorts and a t-shirt. The cloud cover started to come in as we summited, and literally in the space of 30 seconds after taking a picture of standing on the summit, it just wind, rain, hailstones just came from absolute nowhere. We've made a very, very, very hasty descent back down from all the cairns, from the way markers, sorry, back down to the bottom bit. We need to follow the path along, and then we can rejoin to head to the top of the Cairngorm mountain and start making our way back. We are actually literally making our way back anyway, but we're going to summit Cairngorm mountain as part of that. We're going to stop for some nutrition, a nice flapjack. That was fun. It was so cold. The temperature absolutely plummeted. My hands turned absolutely red raw. Pulling out the gloves and the rain jackets. Good fun. Gonna have a second breakfast and get on with this. Okay, he says nearly fallen over. We successfully navigated the rocky way marker section of our route. I'm going to flick this round because you can see coming down this thing here is the trail that we took up to Ben Macdui, and we've come down a parallel path this side, and there's this small little pond lakey lock thing, and this trail veers off to the right, takes you up to the ridge line, which will take us up hopefully to the summit of Cairngorm, which I think if I zoom in and in, is that little triangle up there. I think possibly, knowing our luck, it's probably just one of about 54 false summits. But who knows. The rain stopped now, which is a relief. Now we've dropped down a few hundred meters of Ellie, and it looks like it's starting to clear again, an intermittent shower. We were right to pack full on gear because it would be another world up there if you got caught in bad weather, for sure. Definitely another world. Good fun. Right, Cairngorm mountain, here we come. I'm almost at a point where I now can't see where the snow ends. Fun, let's do this. Yep, full summit. I'm going to flick this round. So at the very, very start of this video, we were on the other side of this, walking along, checking it out. We might have even come up that trail there. I think we jetted off and come over here, and we could see all this from the other side. The clouds. It's crazy up here. Well, 1 minute you're in clouds and you can't see your hand in front of your face, and the next minute they're gone. They just vanish without a trace, and you can see hundreds of miles in the distance or whatever it is. It's crazy. So now I'm thinking that is the top of Cairngorm, because that's the next highest thing around us. Full summits. Full summits. You gotta love a full summit just to keep motivated. And literally as I'm talking, the cloud is creeping up behind me, look. Did you see that? Where's that come from, look? Be dragons in these parts. Okay, I'm gonna get to that thing over there. She's on the phone. Let's do it.
Oh. It was good.
Okay. Thought it was that one. It's not even that one. It's that one. It's even higher. We've got to go to that one to get to that one. You little sneaky Cairngorm mountains, you. Full of teasers. Full of teasers and torments. Whoever can't make his mind up, whether it wants to lightly rain or sun come out. And if you turn around, look at this. Oh my god. It is gorgeous and amazing. You can see lochs in the distance, and mountains in the distance. Everything is just so big in Scotland. It's beautiful. And there we are, the summit of Cairngorm Mountain. Found a little stone. Oh. There's a little stone. Add to the top. Ta-da! Mission accomplished. You have got to see the view. Okay, so we have done, I don't know, nearly 21.5k to reach the summit of Cairngorm Mountain. That's from Glenmore campsite all the way up the road to the ski base camp. Follow the trails to Ben Macdui, taking in another munro to get there along the way, then backtracking and coming all the way up Cairngorm Mountain. Look at that. What a view. Woo! Well worth it. It's taken us 6 hours 42 minutes to get here. We've got, I don't know how far it is back to base camp from here. Well, we've got to get, what are you doing?
You have to follow.
We've got to get back to base camp
way
from
markers
here. And then it's about 6k back to the campsite. So I think we're going to be looking at around the 30k mark. I think by the time this one's done, and we're probably going to be bordering around 9.5, possibly even 10 hours altogether. 6 hours 40, an hour back, 7:40, 2 hours, hour down. Yeah, it's going to be somewhere like that. Either way, this is an epic hike. Check it out, hit subscribe, and we'll see you back at base camp. Let's go. Literally about a half-mile walk down from the summit of the Miadan mountain. It looks like you've reached the top of the ski lifts. And you've got the ski slope board there. And this is a restaurant, it's the highest restaurant in the UK at over 1,000 metres high. Pretty decent. We've just got to figure out how to get down now.